Welcome to the Motivational Medium podcast. I'm Anne-Marie Lord, a psychic medium, author, and the founder of the Motivational Medium Academy. On this podcast, we'll explore intriguing topics such as mediumship, psychic abilities, and the amazing idea that we all have intuition within us. Whether you're a believer, skeptic, or somewhere in between, get ready to unlock your extraordinary potential as we discover the supernatural world together. If you want your questions featured on the show, be sure to join my tribe by subscribing to my newsletter at annemarielord.com. Let's go. Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's podcast. First, I want to say to you, please excuse my voice on this podcast. Like lots of people here in Australia as we're going through our winter, lots of us are touched with colds and flus, and I haven't been exempt from that. So please excuse the voice if it goes off a little bit, but I hope you enjoy this podcast. I really felt like I needed to come in here and talk to you about this today because it absolutely blew my mind. And I know there's a backstory about this that I really wanted to share with you. So let me share something with you that happened to me last week when I was doing a reading for a client. Now, just like any other normal day, this client came in, sat down. I went through all my talk that I do with my clients as soon as they come in. You know, how the reading is going to go, what it's going to be like. If they've got any questions, we'll ask them later on. Absolute normal day. Normal situation and very far from a normal reading. Anyway, let me try and explain. So this lady came to see me and she had been to see lots of mediums in the past. She's been doing this for a long time and she does what a lot of us mediums call is test the medium. So she will ask a specific question during the reading. And if, you really need to hit this on the head. This is a lovely lady and I discussed sharing this content with my podcast listeners and she agreed that it was okay. So as I say, she does test the medium, which is good. However, sometimes when you're looking for a specific answer in a reading, then a lot of the time you can miss everything else that goes on around you. But fortunately, this lady didn't miss everything that went on around her, including when she tested the medium. So we were going through the reading and I kept seeing a uniform. And she told me I had brought through her cousin who unfortunately passed really, really quickly. She wasn't very old and she was from the US. So before I knew that she was from the US, I could actually see a uniform and I thought it was like either an Australian uniform or an American uniform. And she told me that her dad was in the military, but it didn't seem to feel right to me. And then I could see Germany, Europe, Germany, specifically Germany. Still again, we couldn't figure out where this fitted in. So I'm getting this military uniform and Germany, couldn't fit it in, but I couldn't get rid of this feeling. I knew there was someone there with this connection and it was connected to this lady. Anyway, we got a few initials, which was P and E and A. We could fit one of them, which was great, which was her dad. Anyway, the reading carried on and her dad's name was Pad. So we carried on with this reading and continued along this journey. And then she decided to test the medium, not the spirit, the lady that was sitting in front of me. And she said to me in her exact words, okay, if you've got her dad there, what does he do for a living? Or what did he do for a living? And I thought, oh, here we go. Straight away, I was like, am I going to get this? Your earth brain kicks in, your ego kicks in. And then I just went straight to spirit and I said, okay, this lady wants to know what this guy did for a living. And then straight away, I could see Elvis Presley. And I was like, okay. And I thought, Elvis Presley, was he an Elvis impersonator, or did he marry people dressed up as Elvis? And instead of saying any of that, just straight away, I just looked at it and I said, look, I might be going crazy here, but I can see Elvis Presley. And she just put a hand to her mouth and she put, no way. And I was thinking, what is going on? And then I looked at spirit, as you can in your mind's eye when you're a medium, and I could see the lady in spirit. She was smiling and laughing. I could see Elvis Presley behind them. Now, I haven't lost the plot here, okay, because there's a bigger meaning in this. And then I could see this lady's dad. And I was thinking, what is going on? So I said to her, why do they all look comfortable together? Because for me, people go to meet who they love. Their family doesn't consist of, a loved one in spirit. They won't go over to the spirit world and go and meet Whitney Houston, or they won't go over to the spirit world and go and meet a celebrity. So why am I seeing Elvis Presley? So I was getting quite like, what is going on? So then she said to me, and she started laughing. She said, her dad was the trumpet player in the band for Elvis Presley. And he was in his band for a long, long time. They went traveling together. She spent time with Elvis a long time. She spent time with his daughter. And I just looked and I was like, no way. This, which made me laugh. My mum was a big, massive fan of Elvis Presley. And I said, we need to look at what I've written down. And what I'd wrote down on this list beforehand, what we couldn't make fit, was the initials E, A, and P. And also an American military, which I thought was either American or was Australian, and Germany. And for people that know, Elvis went to Germany. It was probably one of the only countries, I was not a big Elvis fan, so it was probably one of the only countries, I think, through watching the movie, since this reading, I've discovered. So I was laughing because my mum was a big Elvis fan. And I thought, because a lot of you know that my mum passed to the spirit world when she was 47. And I thought my mum would be absolutely going crazy thinking, oh my God, Elvis is in the building. However, when I asked Spirit, who was the lady's cousin, wow, Elvis was here. What she said to me and what she showed me was hugely important for us. We are not overwhelmed by celebrities when we get to the spirit world. They are normal people. The people they connect with are people they spend time with. Their loved ones, our loved ones. That is who is important to us when we get to the spirit world. Not celebrities, not people that we have been following throughout our lives. Like, I love Whitney Houston, but I don't expect to see her when I get to the spirit world. I expect to see my mum and my loved ones. Our loved ones will be waiting for us when we get there. Like this lady showed me, her gran and her dad were really, really important to her, and they were the two people that she seen when she stepped into the spirit world. This lady passed away really, really quickly, and she knew she was in the spirit world because the first person she seen was her dad, who'd been gone a long time. But when the lady who was with me decided to test the medium, I didn't know what was going to happen. And I just went to Spirit and I said, can you give me any information about what your dad done? Or can you give me any information about what you did in this lifetime? And that's when I seen Elvis Presley. But it still blows me mind and makes me laugh. Did I have Elvis in the room? Maybe. But did I have this lady and her dad in the room? Most definitely. And her nan, because they were the most important people for her, who wanted to let us know there's a bigger picture behind this. People are only people. They may have achieved some greatness within this world. But when we are in the spirit world, the people who we go back to, who we connect with, are the people that we love. So you mightn't see Elvis in the spirit world because he mightn't have been in your circle. This lady will have seen Elvis in the spirit world because she spent a lot of time with him, and she also spent a lot of time with his daughter. So her connection was her dad. So please understand that love is huge. Love is what connects us here on earth. Love is what connects our souls back together in the spirit world. And love is what connects you to your loved ones in spirit when you ever go for a reading. It's not about ego. It's not about, wow, we've got Elvis in the building. What it's about, it blew my mind more because I was thinking, is he an Elvis impersonator, or did he marry people dressed as Elvis? And he turned out, because I could hear all Elvis's music as well when I could see Elvis in the background. But I still didn't put two and two together that he worked or he was a trumpet player in the band. You know, this was brought together through love, pure and utter love. And that is the biggest connection we've got here on earth and here in the spirit world. And when we bring the two worlds together. So what I want you to know and what I want you to do is when you're living this life, and it's not a very long journey, you know, some people, unfortunately, the journey is shorter than others. But when we live this life, live it through love. When you make your connections, make them through love. There might be some people out there that don't want to love you, don't want to be in your energy, and that's okay. That's okay, but honour the people that do. This journey should always be about love. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast like I enjoyed the reading. And please excuse my voice if it wavered in between. This flu is going round at the moment. I hope you're feeling well. I hope it hasn't touched you in a way that it's touched our family. But I hope the love through this podcast has touched you. And yeah, a little hello from the spirit world. Have a fantastic day, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this show. It's important to note that while I'm here to inspire, encourage and guide you, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist or a doctor. Join me again in 2 weeks for more captivating revelations on the supernatural. Remember to be in with a chance to have your questions answered on the podcast. Subscribe to my newsletter at amarylord.com. Stay in the tribe to vibe. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.